In a Q&A session, I finally been able to overcome my small injury that I had at the elbow. It's been pretty easy. I went for a physiotherapy session. I stopped training for a couple of weeks, and now it's good. For the one that are joining, drop some questions, guys. Let's go. Let's make this rolling. Training, fitness, veganism, whatever it is, just drop me some questions. But in general, yeah, when you are injured, what you want to do is definitely go to a physiotherapist straight away, so you can get the feedback, you get properly treated, and stop training is a good idea as soon as you have some new pain. So yeah, for the one that are on, just drop the questions so we get this rolling. Let's go. So easy way to take 120 grams of protein. Easy way. Easy way. So tofu, I think if you eat 200-300 grams of tofu per day, you're already getting a good amount of protein in. So definitely make sure you have tofu every day. This is what I do, and then having legumes again for the other main meal. And then just having a good selection of vegetables and dark greeny leaf will also add to your protein intake. And same thing for grain into your diet. You shouldn't have any difficulty in hitting 120 grams of protein if you're eating, for example, 2,500 calories. That should be easy for you to get to that. But guys, the reality is protein in my, well, actually, I don't want to state this as it is like this, but you know, I'm kind of getting to the understanding that all this protein thing is a bit of a scam. You know, it's a bit of a scam. There might be some benefit. There might be some optimization into eating more protein, but at the end of the day, I think that for normal people, for example, that have been brainwashed, like all my family would be obsessed about protein, and however they wouldn't even train. So there is this concept that if you eat protein you're strong, but I think that's untrue. It's training that makes you strong, is conditioning your body to go through resistance training, to go through a harder and harder conditioning that makes you stronger. Nutrients, of course, support your goals, support your training, but I don't think it's a big deal to get enough protein. So I would say the 120 grams of protein is more than enough. You can do well with less protein. There's this guy that's called the Fruitarian. He does strength training. He's very strong. The guy is actually very strong, and he eats only fruit. Actually, and you know, you look at him and you'd be probably like, oh, but this guy is not as big. But you need to understand that when it comes to build muscle, genetics make a huge difference, and you can see the guy doesn't have the best genetic to build muscle, but he's very strong. It's very strong. So don't buy into the protein thing. I feel like a lot of vegans don't build muscle because they are worried about the protein thing, but they don't train properly, they don't get stronger, they're not consistent, they don't have the motivation to go to the gym, and that's the real reason why they don't build muscle. Is not because of the protein. The protein is just an easy way out to the reality that you don't have the mental strength to be consistent with your workouts. Where am I from? I am from Italy. I live in Spain and I've been living in London for 5 years. Do you have only one girlfriend? Yes, I have one girlfriend. And she has a girlfriend. So we kind of intersect sometimes. But one girlfriend. Bello buono figo maggio, gracias. How we can complement our protein requirements without animal products, So, I don't know how to put this, guys, but you really need to stop worrying too much about protein. I don't know how to explain this to you, how to make you understand it, but you should focus more on your calorie intake, both if you want to look shredded, you want to have a six-pack and muscle definition, and to make sure that you feel good, that you have good energy throughout the day. And if, for example, you have a physique that you like, so you're not doing a caloric deficit to lose fat, you need to eat enough calories to fuel your workouts. If you eat enough calories and you have a variety of food into your diet, you will get the necessary protein. Okay, right now, guys, I am on a diet. I'm trying to lose fat, and I literally don't give a shit about the protein I'm eating. I'm eating less than 100 grams of protein per day. 2 days ago I ate 50 grams of protein. That's because I'm eating mainly fruit, because as I'm on a diet, I prefer to eat the least caloric dense food so I can eat more of it and it helps me stick to my calories. What I focus on is training. That's what I focus on. I focus on keep getting stronger within my training in order to give my muscle a reason to grow, a reason to get stronger, right? And that I think is what it's the key. And overall, what other reason there is to focus on protein? Really, there isn't. I think Sumit Nagar, if I look at your picture, you don't look like you've been training for a long time. You look like just from the picture, I think you don't train. You look like there is no muscle there. So as I said before, there is misleading information out there that you have to over focus on protein, when really you need to focus on training, because your body will adapt to stimulus, and your progression in strength is going to make your muscle growth. And yes, protein are involved in the building of the muscle, but I don't believe that eating more protein is a big deal when it comes to it. As long as you have a diet that includes different categories of food, you will eat enough protein to create these building blocks to build more muscles. So actually, your question, Summit, is a bit different as well. It says how we can complete our protein. So again, I think this is another misconception that we have out there, I believe it's they've done a very complex marketing around animal products in different areas, I remind you that we've been sold that we need we need milk from another species in order to be healthy as human, and we are the only species that drink milk after we are kids. So I think it's important, to really consider that it's not all about studies, especially with small studies. We can really get confused. And when it comes to complete protein, do we actually need a protein that is high in all of these amino acids all the time? I think honestly no, we don't need. And plants have all the amino acids within them. This is controversial, but I really think that we should look at animals in nature that are very strong, like elephants, rhino. Look at turtles. They literally have developed a rock around them. Gorillas, they eat plants all day, every day. Okay, again, it's controversial. We're not gorillas, we're not rhinos, we're not animals, we are humans, all right? It's cool, but just consider that, right? Why do you make OnlyFans? Because of the money. And I'm also okay with it. One thing about OnlyFans that I cannot is what I'm thinking. Sometimes I think about the judgment, right? I think, am I doing something bad or whatever? And then I think of me watching porn, right? I've been watching a lot of porn in my life, and since a very young age. It's a cool thing that I don't watch porn anymore since I actually do OnlyFans, and I said there's something clicked in me, and I actually don't watch porn anymore. But yeah. So what I was thinking of, like people judge me. Am I doing something that's actually bad somehow? And something that I stand for in life is treating others as you would be wanted to be treated. And I realized that when I've been looking at porn and stuff, I never judged these people. I never saw anything inherently wrong in it. I think it's just another kind of content that's out there, and that's it really. If there might be something wrong with it, so one thing that's wrong with it, and I'm going to tell that to all the men out there, that you should be not using porn as a shot of dopamine, meaning that you might use it sometime as something you do sometimes, but if you're consistently doing that with porn daily, that's not good. That's absolutely not good for your brain. It's not good for your sexuality, because it drops your desire for reality, right? You perhaps create fake expectation, and so there has to be a balance there. I understand if you don't have a girlfriend, so you might want to do that, and that's fine, but don't get hooked by it. Don't make it a habit, right? Find your own balance there. And so yeah, why do I make OnlyFans? To make extra money. Donna Vegana, say hi. Rosie J, fitness, we got another coach commenting on the protein thing. Agree. I went from 200 grams of protein down to around 80 grams. I bodybuild and train 5-6 days a week. No different in muscle gain, etc. since dropping protein. You see, I think it's going to be difficult to make this point of protein clear, because people is scared. I mean, like I also have an underlying fear on not eating enough protein, right? For me, muscles are important. I feel confident, I feel strong. It really changed my life to to look better, and all the information out there, and everyone is eating a lot of protein. And I think people is just scared to change their mind, because we have been so focused on protein intake that now saying that you don't need protein, it's like, what are you talking about? But thank you, Rosie, for sharing. I am vegan. There is a lot of debate about vitamin B12. Can you please tell us about it? Absolutely. So I think there shouldn't be any debate about vitamin B12. As vegans, we don't get vitamin B12 because vitamin B12 is finding bacteria. Let's say you find it in soil, right? So let's say you pick up a fruit from the ground, you don't wash it, or just, without water, and that's how you would get naturally your B12. But we live in a world where we sanitize everything, so B12 is not present anywhere unless it's fortified food or you take a supplement. All right, let's point out that B12 doesn't also come from animals. In fact, animals would get B12 if they're grazing grass, but we know that 90% of animals are in factory farms, so they don't graze. They are given feed, and therefore they are also supplemented with B12. So for the omnivores out there, they think they think animal products is a source of B12. All you're doing is taking a supplement through an innocent animal that had to die because you preferred not to take a supplement and instead killing the animal. Another thing about B12. B12 deficiency is a thing. I heard personal stories of vegans that had B12 deficiencies because they weren't supplementing. So take your B12 supplement. That's it.